So, modeling of your car. I come to this very nice website here called theblueprint.com, and you have to log in. It's free, and they have all these nice blueprints of everything you can think of. It's cars, whatnot, motorcycles, and well, they have quite a huge collection of blueprints. Just grab one of them. Some are free, some you have to pay for, but they're quite affordable, and you can get all these nice nifty blueprints, and then you can be able to use them with your vehicle. So nice website to look at. Remember, theblueprints.com, and that's where I get most of my blueprints. So after modeling your vehicle, you have to collapse it down, and then we can actually be able to start doing the UV mapping. I used Max's native tools. Later on, I'll be doing a workflow on other wonderful tools just specifically for UV mapping. But for this one, I used 3D Max. I arranged them in a readable manner, totally readable manner, so that I could throw it now into Madbox and start my texture painting. Alrighty, once that whole thing is done, once you've done your UVs and all that, it's time to export our nice and wonderful mesh now, so that we take it to either, actually we'll use Madbox. So we'll have to export this. Come in here and export selected. Let me call it car. Just call it car. Yes. As an OBJ, just give it OBJ there, and save that out. Take the Madbox preset and polygons right there, and export, and it's done. It's done. Okay, yeah, I know there's a way you can come in here and well send to Madbox, but I'll just export it as an OBJ. Then we head to Madbox. All right, now that we're in Madbox, we just open the OBJ we just exported. Just open it up, and oh, whoa, errors. Okay, yeah, our vertices have issues here and there, but just click on keep all. We are not going to be sculpting or anything. And now, oopsie, it's trying to get a paint layer there. Now I have this. It has some red dots in here, just rubbing in the errors. So just come in here and click on this here. Oh, mesh errors gone. So I come in here, and I need to create a paint layer, and it should be white. Come on, because I'll be using stencils, and I've noticed when I use a stencil and there's a color over here, it kind of tints my stencils. Not a good idea. So I click on that just to get my nice and lovely layer there, diffuse layer. Then we're going to paint on our vehicle, and I'm just going to be using stencil. It's projection, so with a projection it tells you yes, it works with a stencil and all that. So come find a nice stencil like my beloved Kenyan flag. So I'll just come in and make a few changes to this, maybe to that level, and maybe turn it towards that, and I just want one. It's like some speed strips top of the vehicle, righty there. Okay, nice car there. So now that I have that, I could as well just tile it so that I get it through and through, right there, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just come in here and tile it so that, yeah, one long strip there, and it's not even straight, so okay, fine. So now I just paint. Ooh, and it's dark. Seriously, see, told you, should be white. So there we are. Then let's do our painting now. Yeah, now it's working. So once I do that, well, it's going to paint on pretty much everything, but not to worry. We're going to come in and make a few changes, hit on Q to get out of that mode, and yeah, now we're having something like that. And
on the sides here I could pick the green color actually and finish it off along this side. All I need to do is just come in here, pick that, and okay, it's done. Then just paint this green right there. After painting it, I could use, or rather I used quite a number of stamps. Take this back to white really. But I can use a nice projection over here. I used the, where is it? Wait, where are you? Oh yeah, that one. I don't need it tiled at all, and well, should be straight like that. Oh yes, somewhere there. Then scale it up maybe a little bit. Then I just paint it. Reduce the brush. There we are. And just paint these nicely over there. Now to give it that nice edge over there, what I did was came back to my brush, okay, sample this color, okay, and use the stencil this time around, so that when I'm actually painting, okay, let me make this way smaller, somewhere like that. I got it. Now when I paint there, you see I'm getting this nice finish. I don't know what to call it. It's not rustic, you know. What is it? Let me use this here. It's really not, I cannot call it rustic. I don't know what it's called. Didn't learn these in design school. Didn't tell me what it's called. So there we are. Now and so far that's what we're having. And maybe one more stamp back here. This goes back to white just to be safe. My nice stencil, and I got one here for Vision 2030. Nice vision there. Make this smaller. I'm working with, there's some instructions right here. Then I do that and make it like that. Then bigger brush, and this one I'll leave it as is. Nice. Okay, I've painted out there. Now for example, for most of the details, like here, yeah, I did something like that, but the windscreen and all the other small details in there, I could flatten these to UV space, and it gives us exactly the UVs we created in 3D. And I know where my windshield is. It's right here. See, right there. So I could reduce the brush and give it a nice, well, whatever color, a different color anyway. So I could come in and just paint out these nicely like that. Just paint it out and just take your time. All the small details in here, just take your time and get everything working nicely. You could use Photoshop after these. When we export the paint layers, we could use Photoshop to mend any broken areas or sort of touch it up, unflatten, and let's see what we've just done. Okay, it's loading the textures there, and there we are. Now you have your windshield, and well, it has a different color, so you can do that for most of these other areas. Now for the car that I finished, let me show you the finished one here. So I think it's this one here. No, don't save, and waiting, and there we are. Now yeah, I need to enable some of these that are off. Yeah, that's okay. And I also have an opacity there. Yeah, there we are. So there it is. A bit of work. We're good to go. So I need to export these, take it to 3D Max, and apply them to my car. So to export these, all you have to do is come here and just come to export all paint layers. Here they are. Like the diffuse, you notice there are 2 layers, and here they are. These others, they are one by one, but that's why you have this merge channel over here. So if you want to merge the 2, but if you want them separately, just remove these and you can actually export them separately, but I want them merged. Then you have to pick a place where you want to export your images and also change the image formats. So I want them to go right there. So after that, all you need to do is maybe rename your channels, which I won't do. It's going to give me very long names anyway. So and one more thing, make sure they are all visible. If any one of them is off, then it won't export. So just hit on export, and there we are. It's done. Okay, it's done. So all we need to do is jump back into 3D Max and just load those materials and see how they work with our vehicle. Oh, there we are. All right, so now that we're back in Max, all we need to do is get our materials on this nice lovely car. So get our material editor and create a nice material. I'll use a car paint. Yeah, what a shock, car paint. Now so far all I need to do is assign it, and if we were to sort of render it now, and there we are. I'm having a very huge render, so there we are. It's just red, red with a bit of freckles and some reflection there. But so we're going to, let me cancel that, and we're going to get our textures in there. So let me first of all reduce. I'll have to reduce, yeah, something like that. That makes sense now. Yeah. Alright, so now we load our textures. So I'll start by putting a nice standard map, bitmap, and I'll find Rally. So here they are, they exported nicely. Start with the diffuse, rename it right here. I'll just call it diffuse right there. Then another map, opacity, I don't think we'll be using it. Reflection, maybe I'll use reflection right there. Reflection. And then I get myself another material there, another map, material, sorry, map. And specular, yeah, specular color, that could be used somewhere. Specular. Okay, so now, oh, and I need to light up my scene, so I just come in here, and under maps I'll come and get a background switcher for Mentor. Then just get one of those nice HDRs, high dynamic range images, you know, like that one. Okay, and that goes under environment, and I need to load it on this one here. And the way you do that is just use this one here and just drag it there as an instance. Okay, so now if I were to render, you'll notice, well, there's a bit more brightness to the whole thing. So let me load my textures. Now. Come in here. So the diffuse, I'm just going to throw it to the base color, and the ambient, extra light, and the light facing, yeah, some other. Okay. And should we just do a quick render? Yeah, that's what we're getting. So reflection, I think, needs to come down here, because reflection is right here. Oh no, before I do that, I need to hook it up to an output. Yes, so that I can increase or decrease it using the output amount. So this goes to reflection. Okay, and let's quick render that, and now it's behaving. The specular, I'll put it under specular color 1 and specular color 2 now, and do a quick render. So yeah, And yes, it's quite behaving. Now for the reflection, why I put the output is I can easily come to the output and increase the amount here. Maybe let's try something like 5 huge values. Quick render, and now notice increases the reflection. So I think 2 would be in order. Yeah, 2. Maybe 2. 2 is not a bad number. Yeah, too reflective, but at least you can get the whole idea. So now once the body is done, because the body of my car is done, well, not totally, because I'll need to add quite a number of accessories to the car, that is the lights and the tires, and maybe I may need to put something like a spoiler back there, so that finally I can fit it into our environment. So let me check this other side. Biased to one side, that's serious. Yep, not so bad, really not bad, but not very bad. So next, now after this, what I'm going to do is look at now assets for the main environment itself, because I need to have some grass, I need to have some trees, mainly grass and trees. We're going to model the terrain, and we'll still use Mudbox to sculpt a bit, and after sculpting a bit, throw it back to Max and light it up using a HDR, and now we just jump into those environmental assets. Those are the environment assets. This was the biggest asset, sort of the most tedious, sort of the centerpiece of my environment. So let's just jump into the rest.